Today I want to talk about a very sensitive subject that might make you a little uncomfortable. I hope you're going to take a few minutes to watch this video in its entirety. I'm not monetizing this video because I'm not trying to make money off of what I'm about to say here. And I hope that if you find some value in it, you'll share it with someone who needs to see it. So let me just jump right in and get started. As a woman who's barely 5 feet tall, I have always been proud of the fact that my son is over 6 feet tall. He's a strong young man. And while I clearly had no control over which genes this kid happened to end up with, I somehow like to take credit for this big, strong boy's height and broad shoulders. Makes me feel proud of myself somehow. I guess it's a mom thing. At 16, he's more independent than ever. He runs around town all the time, both alone and with his friends. But he's a really good kid. He helps around the house, he gets good grades. I really don't have a lot to complain about. I'm super proud of him. But last year, when he was 15, he was out one night with one of his friends and the local police stopped them. It seems they had received a call about a couple of boys matching their descriptions breaking into cars. The police detained my son and his friend while they tried to figure out if they were the guilty parties. After 20 minutes or so, they decided the boys were innocent and they gave them a ride home. Well, the officers knocked on my door and spoke to me. They explained exactly what had happened. They apologized even for detaining the boys in error and finally went on their way. But I was infuriated. How dare they think that my honor roll student would break into cars? Why were they assuming he was such a bad kid anyway? Who were they to stop my kid for no good reason? I got over it, of course. And I really didn't think much about it again until recently. As I think back on this incident tonight, I am painfully aware of my white privilege. And if you're white, you probably cringed when I said that just now. Believe me, I get it. I hear a lot of white people say that there's no such thing as white privilege. They say white people struggle too. They remind us that there are plenty of poor white people. White people who go hungry, white people who go homeless, white people who are the victims of violent crimes and who get unfairly convicted of certain crimes. What privilege, they want to know. I mean, listen, I've gone through some hard times too, but I thought I got it, the whole white privilege thing. I realized a long time ago, I thought, what white privilege really was. After all, I can go shopping without being followed through the store, while my black friends don't always get to enjoy that freedom. I can drive a car and I can not worry too much about being pulled over for driving while white. I can be walking down the street in a hoodie and headphones, totally rocking out to my favorite songs, and I can pretty much assume I'm safe. I can call the police if I'm scared, and I can expect them to help me. You know, white privilege. But now I understand that's only the tiniest tip of the iceberg, and I want to apologize for not understanding sooner. So let me just say this, right here, right now, I'm sorry. I'm sorry that I didn't fully understand until now. Watching the horrific, painful video of George Floyd's murder broke my heart and it changed me. It woke me up. As I watched this horrific situation unfold, this man's life was taken from him, slowly, painfully, and without reason. I heard him call out for his mother. I immediately burst into tears and suddenly came to a whole new understanding of my white privilege. I'm ashamed to admit that I never fully wrapped my head around this before. I'm sharing it publicly now because I hope it will help someone else understand. Because until we all truly understand and find empathy, we cannot end this injustice. Remember, I told you about my son getting unfairly detained by the police for a crime he didn't commit and how angry I was. Well, now I understand that I really didn't have the right to be angry, but that my white privilege allowed me to be that way. Because now I understand that if I were the mother of a black son, I'd probably just be grateful that he made it home that night. See, as the mother of a white son, I can send my child out into the world, 6 feet tall, broad shoulders, 16 years old, and I don't have to worry that he's going to end up dead because of the way he looks, the color of his skin. I can feel safe knowing that I taught him to be respectful and that this simple skill will keep him safe in almost pretty much literally any situation that involves police officers. Mothers of black sons don't have this privilege. They teach their sons to have respect too, but they also have to teach them that the police might hurt them or even kill them. And even if these boys and men are 100% respectful and remain calm without resisting or causing any trouble at all, the mom of a black son cannot rest assured that her son is going to make it home alive any night. This is completely unacceptable. We have to do better. We must have empathy for Black mothers and for their sons and for all Black Americans. As a young Black man called Romalone 2 noted in a recent tweet, this should not be a Black against white issue. It should be an everyone against racists issue. The system is broken, and until we fix it, there can be no peace. I don't know the answers, but to my fellow white people, we must support our Black brothers and sisters now. This isn't about us. This is not an all lives matter issue. Our lives are not in danger every day because of our skin color. This is a Black Lives Matter issue. We must stand with Black people and create real change now. Black lives matter. Black people deserve the same respect as white people. Black mothers deserve to feel safe that their sons will make it home at night. And we must stand together to show our government that we will accept nothing less. So what can you do as a white person to help make sure that Black lives matter? Well, I'm going to share an article with you from Showing Up for Racial Justice, a national network that moves white people to act as part of a multiracial majority for justice. I'll link to the full article in the description below the video. Make sure you go take a look. If this video helped you understand white privilege, or if you found any value in it, or if you think someone else could benefit from it, please share it. We can only change one mind at a time, one person at a time. I hope you're with me on this.